Hello everyone. I am expecting all of you at least heard about the F-35 fighter jet. Because in this topic we will going to talk about the F-35 in detail. The detail means how reliable F-35 is. Is it good enough to counter the Russian and the Chinese fighter jet? I am raising these questions because in the recent time some countries has raised some concerns about this jet. And these countries are all American allies. South Korea and the Japan are among them. Recently, South Korea expressed concerns about the unreliability of the F-35 fighter jets. According to the South Korean inspection, the F-35 suffered from 234 flaws over 18 months from January 2021 to June 2022. These flaws include 172 non-flying status and 62 cannot perform specific status cases. And these flaws were recorded during 117 flightless and 45 mission-specific failures in 2021. There was very little improvement in the first half of 2022, with 55 and the 17 failures of these types occurring over last 6 months. Now the question is, if this fighter is so damn good, then why it is suffering so many flaws? And these flaws are shitfully concerning for those who are using this aircraft, because some specific mission failures are notably more than twice those of the South Korea's Vietnam War-era F-4 and the F-5 fighter jet. And this is the very concerning for the South Koreans, because the Korea directly replaced F-4 and the F-5 fighters by F-35. Due to these peculiar flaws discovered by Korean counterpart, an inspection was done in June by Lockheed Martin. In that inspection, some issues were revealed regarding the fighter avionics, and it forced an immediate cancellations of flights. Even United States Air Force was forced to ground all of their F-35 fighter jets. After 1 month of cancellations of all flights, another abnormality was occurred, and that abnormality was regarding its fire control. That in turn followed a belly landing in January after flight's landing gear refused to open. Not only South Korea and Japan, Australia is also facing difficulties in operating F-35 fighter jets. In February 2022, official record shows that the Australia's F-35A fighters would spend less time in the air than previously anticipated. That sparked a national debate about the Royal Air Force capability and the viabilities. The Australia is one of the first customer of F-35 fighter jets. They bought 100 jets when the jets were in designing stage. So we are witnessing a precarious moment for the F-35 maker over the reliability and the capability of these fighter jets. Because even United States Deputy Chief of Staff raised the questions over the outdated software of these fighter jets. According to his words, this fighter jet is nothing but a shiny good-looking advanced toy. That's why US Air Force would not dare to use these fighter toys before Chinese and the Russian fighters, although Chinese fighters are of very low in quality. Apart from Deputy Chief of Staff, the US Marine Corps Captain Dan Grazier highlighted a host of alarming problems, and the F-35's lack of progress in nearly every essential area to bring it closer to the combat-ready state. These issues include continued malfunction for most combat-crucial computer systems, major cybersecurity vulnerabilities, and so many cracks requiring so many repairs and modifications. These are the flaws making this aircraft far from practical. As we are talking about the practicality, in late 2020, the acting US Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller had referred F-35 as a piece of shit, and he described the program as a monster created by Pentagon. Recently, apart from these flaws, the US has now detected the problems regarding its engine. And we all know the engine is the heart of any aircraft. If the engine is not good enough, then how good this aircraft is? The F-35 used Pratt & Whitney F135 engine, which was developed by Lockheed Martin itself. The first production engine was delivered in 2009. The total flaws are increasing day by day. The 60 days after the first flight, the numbers of factory flaws remain relatively constant, with the new flaws continuing to be discovered as the old ones are slowly fixed, leaving the figure at approximately 800 as of late 2022. Therefore, F-35 is nothing but a scandalous aircraft. And this aircraft is not a state-of-art weapon as the United States always claimed. And F-35 proven itself as one of the most horrendous fakery and the propaganda by US government. Because this aircraft is full of flaws. Not only flaws, the F-35 is being made by the banned Chinese-made alloy. And this news has been revealed by the Pentagon itself. In September, the Pentagon stopped accepting the new F-35 fighter jet after it discovered a magnet in the stealthy fighter's engine, which was made with an unauthorized material from China. According to Pentagon, the magnet does not transmit informations or harm to the particular aircraft, and there are no security risks involved due to the presence of the unauthorized material. By the way, the magnetic material component inside F-35 contains an alloy made up of cobalt and samarium, and that magnet was found in turbomachine pumps. And the pump material is being delivered by Honeywell Corporation, and they are delivering this material and turbopump since 2003. You can see the year 2003. So they are delivering the pumps for 19 years. Now some doubtful questions arises from this scenario is this is a staged drama or this is a reality? If this is a reality, then why it took 19 years to find this magnet? Now we have some other questions. If Pentagon operates one of the most powerful spy agencies, CIA, then why it took 19 years to find a magnet? According to me, they are trying to contain the Chinese economy by raising some suspicious questions, which is very good. But why they were trying to make China powerful first, and why they are trying to contain it now? Because the answer lies within the questions. It is all about the economic strength, and it is all about the business ballgame. The US made China to counter USSR back then in 1980s. Now they are trying to contain China by using India as a tool. So being an Indian, I have some observations. We have to be careful in dealing with the chameleon of the world, which is United States. Anyway, before ending my topic, I would like to give you some basic information about F-35 fighters. Because all American allies are buying the fighters, including some NATO countries. Recently, Finland, Germany, Czech Republic ordered various fighter jets from USA. The USA is leveraging Russian aggression against Ukraine to boost the sale of the F-35 fighter jets. It is all about conspiracy. The F-35 is a family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealthy multi-role combat aircraft that intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions. It is capable of electronic warfare, intelligence gathering, surveillance and the reconnaissance capabilities. The Lockheed Martin is the prime contractor with principal partner Northrop Grumman and BAE System. There are 3 variations of F-35. The first is basic F-35A, second is the most advanced vertical landing short take of F-35B, and the last one is carrier-based F-35C. This aircraft is descended from the Lockheed Martin X-35, which in 2001 beat the Boeing X-32 to win the Joint Strike Fighter missions. The aircraft has been jointly developed by US and some of the NATO allies including Turkey. But Turkey was kicked out of this program when Turkey bought S-400 air defense system from Russia. Anyway, but if you ask me a question whether India should buy F-35 or not, in my words, India should not. Because it is a piece of junk. It is just a shiny toy, nothing else. US media is ballooning this news that it is a replacement of F-22, but it is a bubble which will burst during the time when the first aircraft will be used during the combat. So for India, Rafale will be the better choice rather than any American jets. India should move itself away from any American weapon that will going to create the hindrances during the time of the war, which is against the Pakistan and against the China. So India should use its own technology to develop its own aircraft by not relying itself over the other countries. Now our today's questions. The first question is, which institution released the Poverty and the Shared Prosperity 2022 report? The first option is World Bank, second option is World Economic Forum, third option is International Monetary Fund, fourth option is UNICEF. The second question is, as per UNICEF's recent report, over 1 million people has displaced in which Southeastern Asian nation? The first option is Afghanistan, second option is Myanmar, third option is Sri Lanka, fourth option is China. So this is the end of the topic. If you have any questions or any other kinds of inquiry, then please mail me to my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. I hope you will going to find my topic informative. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.